I don't know if I want to ask that question.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box?
What good is sitting all alone in your room? Quite a lot, actually. Staying at home flattens the curve and protects the NHS. Hello, everybody. Welcome to What's in the Box Cabaret Special. What's a cabaret special, you ask? Well, I've got 3 of my favourite cabaret acts, and they're going to play my silly games. What's in the box, you ask? This is episode 10. You should know by now. We are now going to bring on the guests. Our first act tonight. He is the creator of Sing Along a Pub Quiz, which is exactly what you think it is. It is Mr. Meredith, Luke Meredith. Hello, Luke. How are you doing this lockdown?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting a lot of painting done, chucking out all the extra stuff with his consent. And yeah, I'm really quite enjoying myself, to be honest with you. Home cooking, going to the, doing a workout every day. It's fantastic.
Were you doing that pre-lockdown anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Excellent. So nothing's changed in the world of Mr. Meredith.
I get paid so much.
Of course. Well, the next act is a burlesque superstar. It is Roxy Stardust. Hello, Roxy.
Hi, Oz.
How are you doing today?
I'm all right. The sun is out. It's good.
It is. I've got my lovely window open for once. 2 people are walking by. I'll report them to the police later. And our final act is self-described sideshow freak. Looking forward to this. When I saw her at Edinburgh Fringe last year, she was a drag king performance. Satirical drag performance. That's what it was. Satirical drag. You find all sorts of genres during the Edinburgh Fringe. It's one of my favorite acts. It's Andromada Mystic. Looking the part there. We already had a comment when I introduced the show saying, "Where's your feather hat?" And I didn't reply because I knew that Andromada would be packing the goods. How are you doing, Andromada?
I'm fine. And yep, satirical freak. Yep, that's me.
Lovely. We need satire on the show because we've got nothing else left. Shall we start the show with round 1?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 1 is called What's in the Box. I am going to ask my guests what is in my box, and they will guess one after the other. They'll most likely be wrong, but it's then up to them to convince me why their guess was the closest. So we will start with Mr. Meredith. Mr. Meredith, what do you think is in my pink and green box today?
I think in your box today you have a multicolored biro.
Multicolored biro.
What you would write to do a love letter to somebody at school.
Yes. Oh, yeah. God, I can't remember the last time I owned one of them. That would be brilliant. Oh, get me that for Christmas if anyone's watching. Andromeda, what do you think I'm going to pull out of this box?
I've got to ask, how big is your box?
Well, let's just say there's a reason why I'm holding it like this, because the item in the box is too big for the box and would protrude out of it if I held it normally. So that's your clue. So it still could be a massive multicolored biro.
Well, in which case, I think I'm going to go with a banana.
A banana. Okay. Banana could easily fit in that box, but we've got the guess of a banana. And finally, Roxy Stardust. What do you think I have secluded into my box?
6.5 Tunnocks tea cakes.
6.5 Tunnocks tea cakes. Very good. The actual answer is, and this is very specific, it is a 500-piece jigsaw of some fields from the AA. So apparently the AA do jigsaws now, and that is what was in the box. It is now time for our guests to tell me why their guess was the closest. Mr. Meredith, why is your guess of a multicolored biro closest to a 500-piece jigsaw of a field?
Well, it's obvious, really, isn't it? You've used the multicolored pen to color in the jigsaw. it was in a completely blank jigsaw before. You've made it something in a field, and that's what you use a multicolored pen for. So actually, the multicolored pen is still there in essence.
Because the multicolored pen was made to use it,
Ink.
so the ink
Yeah.
is there. Oh, okay. It's very nice. Andromeda, you are next. Remind us of your guess. It was a banana. Why is your guess of a banana the closest?
Well, there are two reasons. One, when you're walking in those beautiful fields that are depicted, you can sit down and eat the banana because you'll need the potassium and the energy whilst you're enjoying that lovely scenery that's depicted, and that's your memory. And the other one is that when you're sat at home with that memory doing the jigsaw, you can eat another banana to rekindle that memory.
Okay. Andromeda, I think if I pulled out anything, you would say, well, you can also eat a banana whilst holding it. So that was a pretty good go-to answer. Roxy, 6.5 Tunnocks tea cakes. Explain.
I think that it's. I actually still think there is 6.5 Tunnocks tea cakes in there because the tube the jigsaw is in, you had to put in 6, and then just because you couldn't fit a whole 7 in, you just did a wee chew and smashed it in. Good, simple.
So no actual jigsaw.
Oh no, it's sadly inside the tube. It is a 500-piece jigsaw of a field. So, God, if there were Tunnocks tea cakes, you would have won that one. But it's a very quick round, this one, and I'm giving 3 points to Mr. Meredith because yes, this has been made from ink. Ink is in a pen. 3 points to Mr. Meredith. It is time for round 2.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 2 is an acting game. Are you all ready to act?
Aye.
Excellent. Nice short answers. This is a game called Thanks, I Hate It. Each of our guests are going to pull out an item from their box, and it will be a gift for one of the other guests. They will then have to act that the gift that they've been given is the worst thing that they could have been given. They can play bullshit act, but you have to be offended at the object itself, and you have to explain why it is the worst gift you've ever been given. So we're going to start with Andromeda, which means the gift will be given from Luke. Meredith, Mr. Meredith, what is your gift for Andromeda?
It is a dog chew toy.
A dog chew toy. It's luminous. It
really is a dog chew toy. Not.
Oh yes, no.
Very much like something else.
Sexual in nature, but this is the Cabaret Burlesque edition. We allow that sort of thing. But Andromeda, you then have to now explain why that gift is the worst gift you could ever be given.
Well, I hate dogs. I'm a cat person. I love cats. I don't want dogs. How dare you give me a dog chew toy? I mean, what do you think I'm going to do with it? Use it as a mouth gag? Oh, it's just terrible.
Well, that's some nice acting there. I genuinely believe that. I was going to stop the stream for a second and ask if you were okay. Next gift to be given is Roxy and Andromeda. This is a gift that you are giving Roxy. Could you please pull out an item and see what Roxy's gift is?
It is a picture of Roxy.
Oh, this is going to take some severe acting skills right now because I'm quite the narcissist, so a picture of me, that would be the best thing. You can even check my fucking background. There's just nothing but pictures of my face on the wall. It's weird when I have builders and decorators in. They sort of look at that and go, this is a weird one. But Roxy, explain to me why a picture of yourself is the worst gift to be given to you.
Well, that picture was taken quite some time ago when I could dye my hair, pluck my eyebrows, shave my tooth, and not be stuck inside, and you just want to rub in isolation? Well, you can fuck right off, Andromeda.
I love it. I love it. The note that I've written is just
enough to fit in that seat.
The note that I've written for that to remind me later is just Scottish in big letters. Next up, Mr. Meredith is going to be given a gift from Roxy. Roxy, what is the gift you are giving Mr. Meredith?
I have my cactus for you, but it's not only a cactus, it's a blue sapphire cactus.
Oh, so this is something that you love. But Mr. Meredith, tell me why you hate this gift.
So let me get this straight. You're giving me a cactus, not only a cactus with prickly bits all over it, like trying to say I'm hairy, like I need something going on. You're giving me a cactus by another burlesque dancer. Yeah? Are you trying to say like I'm not good enough? Do I need to be more like? Yeah? Do I need more like Lucifer? Is that? I mean, fantastic. Lucifer is a fantastic dancer. I'll give him that. Yeah. But I'm a feeling too. I'm a star too.
Oh, now then.
Can I say something?
You certainly can.
I'm really laughing at this because when I left the previous job about 15 or so years ago, my leaving gift from them was a phallic cactus.
Excellent. And did you react the same way that Luke did? Or
I think I held it up. I held it up and went, thanks, I think.
Right. Luke, this is the first time that I've heard of Lou Sapphire, and that is a fantastic burlesque name. If I entered the burlesque scene, what would a good name for me be? And it has to involve the word frizz in there somewhere.
Ginger
I was
frizz.
going to say frizzy wizard, but I think that's a different type of industry, to be honest.
You say frizzy wizard?
I would have gone
frizzy
ginger frizz.
Ginger frizz, okay. And
yeah.
Luke?
Frizzer and chips.
Frizzer and chips. Oh, yeah, because I really want to attract the comic readers of the 80s. That's the quick bonus point there is going to Roxy. But I have to give away points for this round, and it's 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. Everyone gets at least 1 point here. Luke, I've had a few drinks with you in the past, and you always act like that everything's offensive. So I don't think there was a lot of acting involved in that, so that is 1 point. I'm giving 2 points to Andromeda because I've met cat people, and they do get offended when mention anything about dogs. But Roxy, just because I never want to get on your bad side, that is 3 full points. So that is 1 to Luke, 2 to Andromeda, 3 to Roxy. It's time for round 3.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 3 is called the music round. Regular viewers will know that I like collecting compilation CDs, and today's one, it is the musicals, the ultimate collection. Now, this is 4 CDs of musicals. Now, the original game was going to be, I was going to ask these burlesque and cabaret performers just to name any musical that's on here, but it's all the popular ones you would have already known. So I did some research. I have a list of potential musicals based on film, cinema, and TV shows. Some of them aren't really musicals. Other ones genuinely performed on Broadway or the West End, like they had enough of a budget and a backing. I'm going to go round our burlesque and cabaret guests. I'm going to tell them the name of the musical, and they're going to tell me if it's real or fake. Like, was there really a West End musical based on this franchise, or have I just made it up? Okay.
How long were they on the West End or Broadway?
That would give away the answers, Andromeda. If I was to tell you this musical wasn't actually on the West End, then that gives away the answer. So we are going to start.
You're going to have to have done more than like one night.
The fact that they were on the actual legitimate West End and Broadway, right? That's the criteria of this. We are going to start with Roxy this round. Roxy, your musical is Rocky the Musical. Now, was that real, or have I just made that up?
I think you've made that up.
Rocky the Musical was on the West End for at least 6 weeks. There's a genuine soundtrack available to listen to. So, sorry, Roxy. Rocky the Musical is real.
I think I've just lost my entire course. Thanks, I've just failed. My BA guy. That's my BA.
I'm so sorry. But I will say the person who played Rocky in the West End was also the same person who played Phil Connors in Groundhog Day, the musical. So I don't know what it is about him being in a musical and then the musical shutting down after 6 weeks, but I think he may be cursed. Next up, Mr. Meredith. Mr. Meredith, your musical is Ghostbusters the Musical. Was Ghostbusters ever a musical that was on the West End or Broadway?
I want it to be so badly. I'm going to say yes.
Right. Ghostbusters has never been a musical. There is a 2-minute
Should
33
be.
animation called Ghostbusters the Musical, but that's only a little flash cartoon that somebody made. No points so far in this round. I'm loving it. Andromeda. Your one is Big the Musical. The Tom Hanks film where he gets big, was that translated into a musical adaptation?
Yes. I think it was.
It was. Well done, Andromeda. You've got the first point of this round. Yes, I believe they showed some of it on the most recent Children in Need, and it was the worst thing to happen during that charity show.
So you mean
Roxy.
I beat the person who does musical theatre?
Yes. Andromeda, you're the only one who've got points so far this round.
Later, I will tell you the worst thing I ever saw on Children in Need.
We will do that after this round. I cannot wait to hear that. Roxy. American Psycho. Was that ever adapted into a musical?
That was a musical. Was Matt Smith not involved in it?
That was a musical, and Matt Smith was involved in it. So that is a point for Roxy. Luke, Mr. Meredith, Good Night, Sweetheart, the 1990s BBC sitcom featuring Nicholas Lyndhurst as Gary Sparrow, was Good Night, Sweetheart adapted into a musical?
Oh, please say no. Please, no.
It was. It was in 2018, and it closed after 2 weeks. Andromeda, your next one is a little different, this one. It is Evita 2. Did anyone ever write a sequel to Evita and make it into a West End / Broadway musical? It's happened in the past. Grease 2 was adapted into a stage musical. So was Love Never Dies, the sequel to Phantom of the Opera. But was Evita 2 ever a stage musical?
Considering at the end of Evita, she died, and I know I'm a goth and we're meant to like dead things, but God, no.
Correct. It was never a musical. That was just some nonsense that I made up. Next up, we've got our final three here. Roxy. It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman, the musical.
I really want it to be. Aye, let's say yeah.
It was, you are correct. And it was in the 60s that it was produced. So before like Superman the movie or anything like that. Very well done, Roxy. That is a point. Mr. Meredith, your final one of this round. Evil Dead, the musical. I'm not talking about the Rob Kemp, the Elvis Dead, which is a fantastic show. You should see it if it's ever near you. But Evil Dead, the musical.
It's a shoo-in. It's got to be made, so yes.
Correct. Evil Dead the Musical is a thing that existed. That is a point for Luke. And Andromeda, your final one, The Matrix the Musical. The 1999 Keanu Reeves project, The Matrix, was that ever a stage musical?
No. I just can't see it.
You're correct. It was never, ever a musical. So that is all the point. It should be a musical, but before we start round 4, I'm going to have to ask Luke, what was the worst thing you ever saw on Children in Need?
Kids, and they were all singing, doing a big number 2, Madonna's Hanky Panky, How About a Good Spanky, on Children in Need.
Oh my God.
Hanky Panky. I treat me like I'm a bad guy on Children in Need. This actually happened. I've been trying to find footage of it, but I remember watching it going, dear God.
It is time for round 4.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 4 is called Showstopper. All of you are cabaret acts, right? And I would like you to pick out an item from your box, like any item, pick them out now. Now, a few of the viewers, they've probably never seen cabaret or burlesque before, but I want to try and advertise it to them now. So using the items in your box that you have selected, I want you to describe a show-stopping number from one of your shows that will involve this item. Roxy, what is your item?
I've got a $2 bill.
$2 bill. So, Roxy, please explain how this $2 bill is going to be the show-stopping number in your cabaret show once the lockdown's over and we all must go see it.
That's it.
Thank you for making this show shorter. It's all I want. It's all I want. Next up is Mr. Meredith. What is your item from your box?
My hand just lighted on this, but in a panic when I realised I had to do this, and I found some Durback M, which is which anyone who's had will know is stuff that you use if you had crabs or scabies.
Okay.
So
here is Mr. Meredith's show-stopping number involving his crab medicine.
Are we producing this?
It's a fantastic ballad in the middle of the whole piece called "If I Only Had a Crab," and in it, you've got the whole cast end up coming on stage, and they're doing a great sort of itching dance. It's central to the piece, the whole piece, actually. And in the end, the star ends up drenched in Durback M. We're sponsored by Durback M, so that we had to put them in somehow. And they get drenched in it, and it ends up in this huge orgy. I don't think we're going to get the license for it, but it would be so great if we could get it made.
I like it. We'll try and pitch it at the end of the show if there's any financial backers out there.
Our shows sound similar, so I could do the prequel to it.
I want to hear the song.
Yeah, Luke, are you near your piano at all?
It's over there actually. It's in the other room.
Oh well, but you can do it a cappella, just a couple of lines from the song. It might get you points.
If I only had a crab, I would take him, yes, I would grab it with both hands. If I only had a hand, if I only had a hand, not these pincers, these useless pincers. It goes on like that.
I really hope it goes on like that is part of the show itself. That's fantastic. And finally, Andromeda, what is the item out of your box?
Mine are some condoms.
Okay, please explain your show-stopping number.
Well, this is actually something that I'm genuinely working on, that I will be putting into my sideshow stuff. It's a sideshow skill called brain floss. You take a condom. Roxy knows it. You take a condom and you snort it up your nose, and then you literally pull it like that.
Do you want to show us this?
You are flossing your nose with a condom.
Do you want to show us this? I don't know if I want to ask that question.
I haven't got the condom one quite right yet, so I'm not ready with that one.
You mentioned it comes out your mouth, though. Like it doesn't go right down and come out your vagina, and you're like,
no. It comes out through the mouth. So it's a bit like when you've got the cum coming into your mouth and it comes out your nose afterwards.
Okay.
But there is a variation I could do for you.
This is it's time for points, and this is a What's in the Box exclusive. Andromeda, you're the first person to lose a point in this round because the mental image, I don't want that in my head. It was Roxy, you're getting 2 points because it was nice and short. It will be easier for the edit. And Luke, I'm giving you 4 points because that song was very, very good. I enjoyed that. That's the end of round 4. It's time for round 5.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 5 is called the Quick Fire Round, and it's called that because our guests are going to list a bunch of items from their specialist subject as quick as they can to the tune of "We Didn't Start the Fire." That's as easy as it goes. And we always start with the person who's in the lead, which at the moment is Luke. So, Mr. Meredith, what is your specialist subject?
I'm going to give you music hall songs.
Music hall songs. So here is Mr. Meredith to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire, singing as many music hall songs as he can.
Daisy, Daisy, my old man said follow the bank. I'll be loving you always. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag. It's a long way to Tipperary. Let me be your sweetheart. I'm in love with you. I'll be your sweetheart if you'll be me mine. Joshua, Joshua, nicer than lemon squash you are. If it wasn't all the houses in between, will you love me like a mutton when you did when I was lamb? Bar, black sheep, tell me do. No, I'm
sorry about that, Luke. We have rules on What's in the Box, which is no hesitation, repetition, or deviation. It's my own original rules in this show. But you did quite a few there. But next up is Roxy Stardust, who's currently in second place. Roxy, what is your specialist subject?
Mine is strippers and porn stars.
Here is Roxy Stardust singing about strippers and porn stars to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire.
Sasha Grace, Stoya, Jenna Jameson, Rob Rotten, Rachel Rotten, Gypsy Charm, Savannah Duval, Stacey Clare, myself, obviously, Andromada Mystique, if you pay her enough money.
Right, I'm gonna stop you there, because you could legitimately say anyone if you follow it with the caveat of if you pay them enough money. Excellent, but that was still very, very well done. Next up, Andromada Mystic. What are you going to sing to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire?
Herbs and spices.
Here is Andromada Mystic. And if you pay her enough money, she can be in Roxy's list. But here is Andromada Mystic singing about herbs and spices to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire.
Saffron, sage, basil, bay, thyme, lemon thyme, balm, lemon verbena. Yeah.
Yes, it's okay. I nearly docked you points for saying lemon twice, but we do like the odd lemon party here at What's in the Box.
You've got thyme, lemon verbena, lemongrass.
Yes, but you did hesitate and sort of spit over your own tongue. But you could have convinced me that was a Latin name for a herb or spice. But we've got the final scores here. In third place with 12 points, it is the fantastic Andromada Mystic. Andromada, whilst you're here, is there anything you would like to plug to the audience at home? Anything that you're doing in the lockdown that you'd like people to watch?
Well, at some point, I'm hoping to do Roxy's show. So, plug that.
Well, I will do, because Roxy is in second place with 17 points. Roxy, what is the show?
So we are running a couple of shows over the Glasgow Festival Burlesque page. So I'm doing a quiz. Granny Stardust is doing a quiz on Thursday night with Nana Copperfield, and then we're doing interviews and performers. And then every kind of Friday, Saturday, we're doing little 40-minute shows for people just to have fun. It's tips based because it's helping us with our sanity. So yeah.
Beautiful stuff. That was Roxy Stardust, and the winner with 22 points, it is Mr. Meredith. Anything that you would like to plug, Mr. Meredith?
Yes, I'm doing a sing-along every Sunday at 5 o'clock. It's a family sing-along. I stream it on Instagram and Facebook. And I also do a naked sing-along every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. And that's over on Twitter, because Instagram and Facebook really don't like that sort of stuff. So.
Lovely. All links will be in the description below of the final edit. One more time, we had Mr. Meredith, we had Andromeda Mystic, and we had Roxy Stardust. If you would like to support this silly little show, you can follow us on Twitter at What's in the Books. That's What's in the Box with no vowels. Or feel free to bug us the price of a pint. That would be amazing. PayPal.me/FrizzFrizzle. That would be wonderful, and we'll keep this show running. But that was the show. We had Mr. Meredith, Andromeda Mystic, Roxy Stardust, and now can all the guests wave at the screen for 23 seconds as the end credits roll.
What's in